A couple things showed up in the podcasting world recently, but the big one was Joe Rogan's new $250 million deal. And you might be thinking, wait a minute, didn't they just give Joe Rogan like 100 million for getting on Spotify and being exclusive? Yes. But now they're going to give him 250 million to not be exclusive. That's the short of the deal. There's probably a lot that's going on behind the scenes that we don't know and understand. But yeah, 250 million to keep doing what he does basically and funnel his work through Spotify, but now it's going to be kicked out again to YouTube, Apple Music, um what are the other Amazon. It's going to be kicked out to all the big platforms. And that's new. And you're wondering why do we get paid more for that? DJ Academics, who was also given a bunch of money by Spotify, he had a bunch of insight on this and said, "Hey, listen, the way they're working it is now that they've got all the product in one place and people have to come to Spotify, what he's saying is that after all this time, they've gotten all the people who are going to convert over to Spotify. They've gotten websites to make Spotify the default podcast link. They have their audience. They have the big group of stable of creators, Joe Budden, academics, Joe Rogan, Michelle Obama was on there at one point. I don't know if she's still on there or not. They have all these creators now creating podcasts. So why would they give that up? They've got the people they need. So now, if we push something out into YouTube or into the podcast space, we can leverage our advertising distribution into those other platforms. So now you talk to the advertisers and, hey, listen, people aren't just going to listen on Spotify, they're going to listen on YouTube and Apple Music as well. So we can make special deals with all these other podcast outlets, make ads specifically for them or in a certain direction based on those platforms. That's the play that academics stated was probably happening with this new deal. So, hey, Rogan, if you stay here, do the same thing, we're going to blast you out to everybody else with this new ad structure that we've got on ads and distribution structure. Just keep doing what you're doing, and we'll pay you 250% more.
hmm hmm Yeah, they also said they got upfront minimum guarantee to Joe Rogan, plus a revenue share agreement based on ad sales. So he's incentivized to sell more ads to get that going. But now it's brilliant. The rumor, not the rumor, but Spotify is not profitable yet. It's been around for a while. I think they're just close to profitability. So they're just like everybody else, man. They're looking at, okay, how can I use these assets I have and do more with it? And Disney was the same way, or Warner Bros. Discovery when they license out their movie catalog to Netflix, right? So that's why you can see it. Aquaman there and all the other DC movies. Yeah, kudos to them. Business 101, man. Look at your assets and see what you can sell. If it's not nailed to the floor, you can sell it.
Basically. And yeah, also in podcast news, apparently the Jason and Travis Kelsey podcast hit number one at one point. And I listened to it. It's a very sports heavy podcast, but obviously, but just the fact that Tr- Travis and Taylor Swift can cause this sort of little storm of activity that is enough of a storm to push their podcast up to number one in the charts. I thought that was great. I was up in the comments a couple days ago, just reading all the comments of what people said on their episodes. And yeah, it's a lot of non-sports people, obvious Taylor Swift fans in there. Oh my gosh, I love these guys. They're so fun together. What's an extra point? Wow, this is great.
Yeah, the backlash is coming. I'm part of the backlash, man. I feel it. It's
Uh,
just, it's brilliant play, man. Whoever came with this play, sports, the Eagles, that's who Travis, that's who, what's his name? Jason Kelsey plays for. They just were in the Super Bowl not too long ago against his brother, who's Kansas. So already popular in the football world. If you watch sports, you already knew who they were and respected them. So fine, they created a little podcast, which a lot of these sports guys are doing now, a great deal. And Kansas City was doing okay in football. But as soon as Taylor Swift came in there, man, she came at the right time because she had a movie to promote. It does reek of just this corporate synergy that
yeah,
got bigger than even they imagined, right? It's okay, let's just do this, see what happens. And it blew the hell up. And so they're both were like, I guess
yeah,
we got to keep this going. So now the rumor now it's gotten to a point where now, Mr. Bitch, obviously she's in Japan right now. She's gonna fly. We're filming this right before the Super Bowl. She's gonna fly there to watch the rest of the game and this big whole global. They're probably gonna have someone tracking her plane to make sure she arrives there on time. And then the other rumor is a lot of Trump supporters are upset if there's a conspiracy saying that she's going to come out and announce that to go vote or go vote for Biden. And so there's a whole shenanigans around that. So basically, she can sway geopolitical outcomes
Yeah.
just by getting on the plane or saying something as simple as go vote. And so it's get to that's a lot of power, man. I saw that from some movie or something. Oh, Malcolm X. You remember in Malcolm X, the Nation of Islam were there at the hospital, and he said, "We just want to make sure he's okay." And they said, "Yeah, he's okay." And he just put his finger up and he pointed, and they all turned to the left and
Yep.
walked out. And someone said, "No man should have that much power." And I'm like, no woman, no celebrity should have that much power. So it's going to be interesting to see how this
Yep.
turns over time. But I can't hate the game. I may hate the players a little bit, but I can't hate the game. I can't hate the game.
Yeah, my mom would be eating this up. She would yes.